Hey, what's up? I'm here in Rome again, running along the Tiber River. Just finished my 5-mile run, and it's hot. But, I did it anyway. Got it done, and I feel good about it. So, I want to talk about today specifically, I was thinking about all the hours that I spent, right? How many hours in the gym, how many hours running, sometimes, well, for the most part, for the last couple of years, I've been running around 40 to 50 miles a week, every week, right? And I've listened to audiobooks, so, it's not like it's lost time. I've been in the gym lifting, right? Doing all that stuff, going to Muay Thai training, a lot of physical activity. And you might think, I could think to myself, wow, what was the value of that time? What is it? Is it just vanity's sake? And yeah, obviously there's a vanity component, but because if you do it just for that, it's not going to have very much value, and it's going to fade over time. And as you've probably seen me talk about on this channel, it's really easy to lose that, right? Like within 1 month, you can pretty much lose a lot of that work that you put in, especially like the running, dieting, and stuff like that. So why do these things? One of the biggest reasons, right, that the biggest benefit is because of who you become in that process of doing that, right? So that's really the biggest thing. If you're constantly doing stuff that's difficult, you're gonna constantly be growing and evolving. That's key, right? Like that's the real purpose. When I think about it, like all those hours that I put in, I don't think of them as like wasted time or lost time. What I think about is how that's transformed me, who I become, right? The person that can wake up, go out there, run for 5 miles in 90-degree temperature. The person who can complete a full marathon, can fast for days at a time and run. And because I know a lot of you probably, you don't consider yourself athletes, and maybe you should get to the gym and stuff, but I'd encourage you to not just get to the gym, not just eat healthy, but to actually find something that you can push your limits at. Actually go and do some really hard shit. I did this video on why you should bring hard things upon yourself, and you can check out my playlist on the letters to Seneca. It's a really long series of letters where I'm doing commentary on. But the reason why you should do this is because when you bring hard shit upon yourself, actually someone had asked me in an interview, they said, how do you develop grit? Is to do hard shit, to bring hard shit upon yourself, right? Are you going to have to push yourself physically someday? Maybe not. Maybe you're not going to be running from a saber-toothed tiger or anything like that, or have to do hand-to-hand combat or actually go to war, but maybe you will. But the thing is, the hard shit is coming mentally, right? And that's the thing, is it's like when you get used to training hard and you get used to pushing yourself physically and pushing past your limits, what ends up happening is that you develop the mental toughness that's required in order to be able to meet the challenges that is coming in life. That's how you develop grit. But if you're having problems with laziness, this is the fix, right? You're weak. You're not mentally tough. That's why you're lazy, right? No offense, I was lazy, but you want to combat it. It's not about sitting at the computer more. It's not about getting more work done. It's about pushing yourself mentally to exhaustion and going beyond. Is putting yourself in those situations where you're bringing hardship upon yourself, and when you do that, then things become easier. Then you can deal with the higher level of, you can force yourself to do things that you don't necessarily want to do. A lot of times in life, right, I've talked about working without motivation, but it's really hard to work without purpose. Like motivation you can do, you can push yourself, you get discipline, you get grit, but purpose you need. Now, how do you develop purpose? Okay, well, it depends on what your goals are, right? Sometimes you're gonna have different purposes in life, but here's one purpose you can always have. You can always have the purpose to grow stronger, to get better, right? To develop grit. Everything that's hard, that's difficult, when you ask, why am I doing this? It's to get stronger, to build my character, to go through shit so that I can become more resilient, so that I can become anti-fragile, so that I can become more. And again, like I said, you can watch my trailer video, and in the video I talk about that most of my transformations have not been physical in nature, and you see the fat picture of me, right? And you see all that. Now I'm like freaking ripped. Like, oh yeah. But no, I'm getting back in shape. So anyway, it's not physical, even though it looks like. If you look, right, a lot of the external, in fact, I would say all the external transformations that happen in your life, including your body and your environment, your wealth, all of those things, they are a reflection of the inside, of the internal transformations. There's a really good book that sort of describes this, in not exact terms. It's called As a Man Thinketh. Okay, I think I've done a review on this. If not, I need to. It's my favorite book. I've got a book list of like top books, and that's my top one. Okay, I've listened to the audio version probably like 30 times. It's so good. I should listen to it again. And if you look at me, obviously physically, but it's more than just losing weight, right? My face has changed, right? My expression has changed. The way I express myself, like my whole demeanor has changed, right? Over time. You can see it in my YouTube videos, you know, from my old videos if you don't believe me. And imagine what it was like before that, if you met me, if you knew me before that. So I want to give you a message of hope today, right? I want you to understand that, like, wherever you're at, like you feel like you're lazy, you feel like you're out of shape, you feel like life isn't going your way, that's fine. You got to start pushing, right? And go find something physical. The gateway to the mental, right, to defeating laziness is physical. You have to push yourself physically, and it's like a shortcut. It's like a way, it's a hack, right? It will get you there. It will change you internally and change your state by being able to do that. And believe me, and if you're lazy, you need grit. That's what you need. You need to be able to, you know, Bulldog mindset, right? It's all about biting and holding on to things. That's what you need to do. All right, long video, but hopefully it's been a good talk. All right, I'll talk to you guys later, and make sure to click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and see you later.